Now, before you do anything, you need to stop, like, share, subscribe right now. Hey, beautiful people. Welcome to Connecting Bites,
where we show you dope places to travel and eat, especially for vegetarians.
And this time we're taking you to Jordan.
Drop the intro. We visited Jordan in late September and the weather was perfect. It was absolutely beautiful, sunny every day. Now, we don't recommend you do this in the summer, all right?
Don't do it.
That Middle Eastern heat is a beast. So if you can, September, October, early November, all right? That's your window.
While in Jordan, we decided to stay at the Kempenski Dead Sea Hotel, and it was gorgeous. From the room, you could actually see out into the sea, and if you look far enough, you could see over to Jerusalem. And at night, when it was dark outside, you could see the lights from Jerusalem. It was beautiful. There was a what do you call the pools that go through? Lazy river. That's what it's called.
That's what it is.
But yeah, the room was very spacious, very well maintained. They had a number of restaurants and bars.
Yes.
And that is where we primarily did our eating while we were there.
So delicious.
And we were not disappointed.
No.
Vegan and vegetarian friends, there are a number of options for us there.
Lots.
Particularly, we enjoyed the Ashur Italian restaurant and the Codes Thai restaurant. Now, usually we have footage of these restaurants. However,
typically we do.
In this case, this was supposed to be a romantical time, so we said we were not going to bring any cameras or cell phones, but just trust us, the food was busting. Just a tip, before you actually go to the restaurants, you want to call ahead to make sure that they are open. Some restaurants and bars are open and some are not during certain times. So just call ahead to make sure that they are accepting guests.
You definitely want to stay at Kempenski Dead Sea Hotel. And one of the reasons why is because there are so many things to do. One of the things we enjoyed so much was going down to take a dip in the Dead Sea. This is a must-do. And it's free for guests. All you have to do is take the path all the way down to the beach that enters the Dead Sea. And they even have the mud mask for you to put on and rub all over your body. Okay, all over your body. All right. I knew you was gonna do the Keith Sweat. So anyway, we rub-a-dub-dubbing. And after you get in the water, you can kind of wash it off and rub it off. It has a salt mixture in it, and it leaves your skin smooth as a baby's bottom. A baby's bottom is really smooth.
So the directions are for us to go to the Dead Sea for 10 minutes. Then we're going to go up here to do application of mud, Dead Sea salt mud. And then we'll wait for that to set for 15 minutes. Then we'll get back into the Dead Sea. The Dead Sea was amazing. Like, you can just sit down and immediately.
And even I floated.
I know, babe who never floats could actually float. But yeah, so now I'm gonna put on the mud and let it sit.
And I'm gonna film it.
Doe jij? Nee. Huh? Maar gaan we niet mijn handen gewoon afspoelen? Onder de douche?
I'm out feeling like a baby.
All right, so make sure you take a dip into the Dead Sea, and everybody floats. Like me, I can't float in a normal pool. I don't float.
Right to the bottom.
Yes.
I didn't believe him when he first told me until we got in the pool, and he went right down.
Yes. Not that I can't swim, I just don't float. It doesn't work. But in the Dead Sea, bloop, bloop, right.
It's on the top, feet up, everything.
During your stay in Jordan, we definitely recommend hiring a driver. All right. We used Jordan Select Tours, and our driver was named Ashraf, and he was phenomenal. This is one of the best drivers we've ever had for any trip that we've taken. We actually made a new friend, and we still keep in contact to this day. So we definitely recommend hiring a driver, and for sure, Jordan Select Tours. They really, really, really took care of us.
So one of our first stops was to the Amman Citadel, which has fabulous panoramic views. So for all of you who are interested in posting on the gram, you want to stop here because it gives you fabulous views of the entire city. And once you get to the top, there are Roman ruins that are still there that have been there since about the 2nd century AD.
Correct.
So all you history buffs, I'm sure you will enjoy it as well. Speaking of Roman ruins, we also stopped by Jerash, which has some of the most well-preserved Roman ruins in the world. So also put that on your list of places to go.
Speaking of mosaics, no trip to Jordan is complete without a visit to Madaba. It's the city of mosaics, and it's known for the Greek Orthodox Church that's there that has it's a mosaic map that's on the floor that's ancient, and that's usually what draws the tourists. But we were actually intrigued by one of the development centers that actually makes the mosaics. This shop was awesome. It's a part of the Queen Noor developmental program. And babe, what's the best thing about that?
One of the things I absolutely loved about it is that it employs people with disabilities.
Absolutely.
So in the back, you could actually go in the back and see them working on the mosaics, and they would actually sit. They would have a conversation with you, and they showed us how they did it. Yeah. And I was so impressed by it that we actually bought a mosaic back with us. And we typically don't buy souvenirs, like our memories are our souvenirs or our pictures are our souvenirs. But this is one of the times that I felt moved to actually buy a piece of art to bring back with us. So it's back there on the wall. So, but yes, I would definitely advise you to go and visit them.
Yep. Take a trip to Madaba. Mount Nebo cannot be missed, okay? If you're anywhere near the capital, you have to go to Mount Nebo. Now, this is for the history buffs. This site is believed to be where Moses saw the promised land, according to the Old Testament. And it's also believed to be where he spent his last days and was eventually buried. Now, the actual burial site is, of course, subject to discourse, but that is believed to be where he was buried. At the very, very top, there's also a 4th century Byzantine church. It is absolutely stunning on the inside because original mosaics line the walls and the floors. And once you go out, the view from the ridge it's absolutely stunning. It's breathtaking. This is a must-see. You can see all the way over to Israel. It's a complete panoramic view of this area. And I mean, just check it out.
Now, you can't go to Jordan and not go to Petra.
Ladies and gentlemen, on the road to Petra. The camels have decided to hijack our trip. Hello, sir. How are you?
On your way to Petra, it's really important that you ask your driver to take the Jordan Valley Highway scenic route. That is really important because this route is breathtaking.
And you can't go to Petra and not have good shoes. Just a side note, make sure you have good shoes because you are going to be walking
A lot.
for a while.
But it's worth it. It's definitely worth it.
Many, many miles you will walk. But yes, it is worth it because you get to see this like archaeological marvel.
And basically, it's an ancient city hidden in the mountains. Words cannot explain seeing Petra with your own eyes. Everybody has heard about it. Everybody's seen it on television. You've seen it on National Geographic. There's no place in Jordan that's more famous than Petra. Now, what I actually wanted to point out was, don't miss the Siq. So the Siq is the really, really narrow slot canyons that are in the beginning that lead to the entrance to the treasury. Now, the treasury that's the rock facade. That's the most famous thing you see when you see a picture of Petra. You're probably looking at the treasury. Yeah. But before that, for about 1 kilometer is a canyon area. And this is one of the most beautiful entryways in Petra. Soak it in as you're going and walking a lot. Take pictures
because it is a great photo op. But then you're gonna start walking again.
Yeah, because the city is massive. Did we say that? It is huge. It is absolutely gargantuan. Many miles. Yes, but don't miss the end. So towards the back, you have the hike up to the monastery. Okay, now let me tell y'all something about this monastery. It's like 850 steps. What was you about to say, babe?
I was just gonna say, go ahead and start practicing. Like if you have stairs, if you're in an apartment complex, just practice a few times. If you have stairs leading into your house, mountain climbers, just prepare yourself for the amount of steps that you're going to take.
It's slippery too.
It's narrow. And it's narrow. Yes. So you may want to lose a few pounds before you start trekking up these steps. Because if I had known, I would have done something different.
Last time we were talking about slippery rocks was in Egypt. Look here. These some slippery rocks too. All right. You need to be super, super careful. Now, some of the people going up. Now remember, at the end, this is worth it. This is all worth it. But
definitely have to go. You have to do the monastery. You have to go. But we just want to forewarn you because nobody warned us.
Yeah, nope, they didn't. Along the way, you'll see people like they're gonna offer you a donkey ride or a mule ride. Like people are gonna stop you every 10 or 15 feet asking you if you want to take a donkey or a mule. Due to personal preference, we selected not to. All right, that's kind of our thing. We chose not to do that. And I'm going to advise you not to do the same thing because it just doesn't look safe. If you like 6'5", 6'6", and your feet touching the ground and you on this baby mule, no sir. Once you get to the top, no views like it in all of Petra. No views like it. The true traveler's Petra picture comes from the top at the monastery. And I'm not talking about the flatland that's right there at the top. I'm talking about if you pass the gift shop and you go all the way to the back, there's another rock. There's another hilly rock right there that you can scale up. There's a winding path up to the top and you can take an absolutely gorgeous picture up there. It looks like the edge of the world. The edge of the world is behind you and all of Petra is in front of you and it's great. So
that last set is optional. I'm just gonna put that out there.
She didn't do it, but I did.
My thighs were burning. Couldn't do it anymore.
And then you got to walk back. So after you get to the monastery, it's about 5 or 6 kilometers, and you got to walk back, or take a carriage. But
All right, guys, that's another episode of Connecting Bites. We thank you so much. We ask that you remember to like, share, and subscribe.
In that order.
And come back and see us next time when we decide to take you all to... We don't know because COVID is still out here.
We never know.
We'll see. But thanks. See you next time.